10,000
For an
research.
interesting Oni base.
It's a very interesting Oni base. 10,000 research is going to take 1 minute. Anyway, mate.
Hello.
You're doing an Oni base? I'm doing an Oni base?
I'm not doing an Oni base. There is an Oni update, though. Or at least an impending one.
No, we just had the February one.
There was one?
The February one. Who's that voice? That's the Mojo. See the top left-hand corner? Right, here, under it says the research
Top
number.
left-hand corner that's on the right-hand corner that's actually on the left-hand corner.
Oh my god. See what I have to work with here? How you doing, Docs?
You love it.
Oni update was in Feb. It was the
Oh, yeah, before that.
February something update.
Yeah, the February update on the 1st of March.
No, it's already been hot patched twice. Has already had 2 hot patches. I don't know why he argues with me about this stuff.
How about I actually look at the game? That's probably the easier thing to do.
Look at the game, rather what were you looking at prior to the game?
Just the update history.
112,000 research takes 12 minutes. I would say mission accomplished.
It's rather speedy.
Yeah, we're doing a 8,000 per minute. I did a Mojo. I made 1,800 per minute blueprint.
I see, and then you paste it down 6 times or 8 times.
No, I pasted it down and I went, these are the best machines we had previously that ran at 3 times, crafting speed of 1.5. But now we have the alien ones which use 5 times the amount of power, but they craft double the speed. But I've got an upgrade planner.
Ah, I see.
So I upgrade planted everything. Yeah, the planet is using 30 gigawatts roughly. Just doing science.
I noticed that the entire planet is very dense and very red.
It's a lava planet. And in my defense, okay...
Like half the world is just buildings.
Well, that's the other thing. It's only half buildings. Which means there's room to expand.
You got room to expand.
Yes. And imports are keeping up just.
Somehow. I always had problems getting enough in last time I played.
Many researchers.
Many researchers were involved. It's the the carrier engine. Not carrier engine. I mean, it helps.
Yeah, it's these ones.
Upgrades.
It's these ones. Automation.
Carrier capacity doesn't hurt too.
Well, they upped that to 2,000 now, so it doubled since I think the last time you played. But logistics bots do 20 meters per second roughly, and now carry 20 compared to when you last played 10.
Yeah.
And Interstellar logistics do almost 4,000 meters per second, with a warp speed of 0.33 light years per second. So they go a little bit fast. Yeah. Onimus. There we go.
Omnimus.
How you doing? Thank you for the follow. Thank you for adding to the follower count. We're getting close to that follower goal. All important follower goal. And I got an achievement today because I got the resource utilization. All loss per mining operations under 15%. Which means technically resources last just about forever. Literally every single stream stumbles over my name the exact same way. It's uncanny. I can say it perfectly in my head, and then I try and get my mouth to do something.
Just can't coordinate the spoken hole.
I was about to say something about sassy, but we're going to leave that there then. We'll let Mojo do that one instead. It's like, is he still here? Mr. Mefleflios? Mr. Mefleflios? Where you go, man? I'm used to omnibus, yeah, so omnibus is easy. Yeah. Did Mojo do his homework? Mojo? Did you do homework? Did you have homework?
My homework? I didn't know I had homework. How do I go to school today? I don't even remember what I said the prediction was last week.
Was the koala released? No, it wasn't. You were wrong. You said it would be a recap.
Did I say it was a recap?
Yeah, it'd be a milestone one. It'd be like $4,000, 4,000 copies sold.
I don't remember saying that. I
Yeah.
don't remember saying anything. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be something mundane. I thought I said it was something like some random thing.
Yeah,
Like,
you were going with a recap, like a something related to the fact it was Friday Facts number 400.
That's what you were going with.
No,
Um,
I went with biters. I'm still gonna keep going with biters.
you go with biters
Eventually,
every
I'll get right. Eventually, I'll get it right.
oh yeah, it's coming back now. I mean, yeah. I think I'm thinking of the one before. That's why. Or one of the ones before.
As long as it's staying over 3,200, it's running at full speed. Oh, hang on.
It's been a long week.
Yeah. 7,200. As long as we're over, yeah, we're making 7,200. So I'm making peak amount, and I'm somehow consuming more than that, which is not logical, but sure, let's go with it. Oh, because someone's in my inventory. That's why. You know, you did get something mundane, but you changed your guess. Yeah, Mojo changes his mind all the time.
Yeah.
Women that were more decisive than him. Like, no, he didn't do his homework. The koala is still here. Okay, it's gonna get a noose drawn for it this week, and not like drawn on a piece of paper. We're gonna be getting out the. We're gonna get out the rope. Okay.
Because the pattern is always pairs, or generally always pairs.
I had it. I still do have it. Friday Facts.
So it wasn't going to be world-based. But yeah, there was a theory. I was going, yeah, the theory that there would be 400, because they have before. I think they did for 300? I don't know.
Yeah, I was, when you mentioned it, I'm like, yeah, Friday Facts 400 milestone. Yeah, I could see that. I could see them doing, like, you know, this is the milestone. This is where we're up to. They normally do them at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's true.
But I could, like, the last couple of end of the year ones have been shit. Mainly because there haven't been any, or there's been the switch. But yeah, I definitely see, I could have seen Friday Facts number 400 being, hey, we sold this many copies. Alright.
I think the how many copies are sold is a bit too far to one side. Too far.
I find it interesting still, but I'm not the average Factorio player.
There's usually more motivation behind it. There's usually more discussion going on in Discord or Reddit or something. Speaking of, I noticed that the developer commentary on the Reddit has been very quiet.
Has it?
Either that or I'm just not seeing it.
We have a bot that tracks it. Dev tracker.
Oh, there's a cloning.
Trash to treasure. There was. Oh God, no. So there was that one. Trash to treasure, I mentioned nothing.
Yeah, the last
And
2 ones.
it's been dead quiet.
Yeah, it's been very quiet lately. The
399,
last before this one has been
398
I think the last 2 or 3.
was San as well.
Yeah, both of the fungus planets.
Why does that not work? External link. No. Why for you not work?
Oh, look, a Taco Bell ad. It does exist here.
It does. Says that I've had it like twice in the last week and a bit. This says Covrex, and I click on it.
And it's the FFF. Maybe that's what it is. The next world biters will actually be a form of Pell that you will enslave to
9
run the
hours
factory.
ago.
Actually, I suppose with the lightning planet, it makes sense to have a Grisbolt power your base. An army of Grisbolts.
What's the Grisbolt?
Imagine a Pikachu with a sinister smile and ate a box of steroids.
Okay, cool. So Clayton mentioned the loops are grouped by position, so 20 damage alerts for one more being attacked. Don't spam up the list. Okay. When it comes to the alerts and merging them. So
that was this one though, wasn't it?
That was this one. The last one is
it's like 3 weeks ago. It was the last time I saw one.
395. 27th of Jan.
So 4 weeks.
Back with generic interrupts and train stops. And then it's been Friday Facts, 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 and Friday Facts, Friday Facts, and Friday Facts. Yep. Maybe Clonin is playing too much Power World. Clonin and Covrex, the two you're most likely going to find on Reddit. I'm sort of surprised Covrex got his Reddit pass back. Yes.
Reddit pass?
Because of his boo-boos when opening his mouth previously.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's flies very much in the face of Reddit mind.
Okay. Oni.
That was Captain of Industry.
It was. They announced a release date for the next update.
With roads.
Yeah. And hydrogen trucks.
And
vertical
on the hydrogen band.
Vertical belts.
Hooray! No more belt ramps.
Feb 2024 roadmap. So that's the new roadmap.
Yes, more content DLCs.
But the major update was in February.
Well, technically March.
Pack Snacks.
February update
came out.
And the previous one's December.
March.
The February update was on the 1st of March.
I think this is just they've finalized the update. It's already been out. I've already seen 3 videos on it. Pax Max. Yeah, I've already seen 3 videos on it.
Yeah, Pack Snacks came out last year.
Yeah, it's December. I've seen
But it
three.
was all...
Maybe this was an experimental branch.
It was either experimental or... No, I'm sure it was already out fully.
Look, Quality of Life, February. I've seen 3 videos on it, so it was probably an experimental. And then it's been moved at the last day of February, it's been moved to release, which is March here in Australia. Because these are localized, Mojo. To your time.
Yes. Still technically 1st of March.
Oh, this is like the Friday facts have been Saturday forever.
Yeah, I know. I mean, technically, it's the 30th of February update.
Yeah. They had some changes to critters out last year. This is expanding a bit on those changes. Yep. So the content-focused DLCs. Planning to release the first one this year, perhaps a feature chilling new starting asteroid.
A cold start that doesn't suck?
We'll see.
Or a cold start where it's a persistent problem and it isn't just something where you build you just rush electric heaters and then it's no longer a problem ever again?
You only need a couple of electric heaters, then just the natural heat of the base will just warm everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you do need some heaters for the crops, but yeah, the rest of it just sort of sorts itself out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Building insulation around the core base isn't a bad idea early on.
Yeah, Oni, I want to get back into Oni. I'd love to, but it's the time. Oni is so slow. So slow.
It is.
So I played Workers and Resources instead. Shut up, Mojo.
I mean, I don't know that I agree that Worker and Resources is an even more disrespectful to your time, but I mean, it's sort of a, you know, a tight horse race there.
Oxygen not included on Steam and SteamDB. See which one gets me a copyright strike. So, Works and Resources, estimated owners, 500,000. 500,000. Oni, several million. Players right now
hate their lives.
Players right now for Oni, 6. 24-hour peak, 11. Works and Resources, 3. So I'd be better off with Oxygen Not Included. The problem is Oxygen Not Included has a lot of very good content creators. Works and Resources does not.
Most people that have done Worker and Resources do a one and done, and it's usually some meme thing.
Yeah.
Where they just spam the map.
Also, release number 1 is coming out this year. So version 1.0. So I'm hoping to play this when 1.0 hits. And then, yeah, Oni I want to play again, but the biggest problem is I could write better ideas for other people's series than I can for starting my own. Like Echo Ridge is doing farmers only. Every dupe has to be a farmer or a rancher. And it's interesting.
It'd be fun to go back to the Vomit Comet.
Into Skid by Toilet. He's menaced with it. Okay. The Vomit Comet idea. All dupes, all vomit, all the time. All misery.
Just like the olden days where you had the Vomit Comet to get infinite water.
Yeah. It sounds horrible. That sounds
difficult
horrible.
Because it also relied on having the stinky oxygen from memory. Or yeah, the consequence of it was lots of stinky oxygen or polluted oxygen, which is problematic now.
It's problematic now, but on top of that, trying to keep dupes highly stressed is not that hard, but keeping highly stressed and productive that's where you're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, that's usually where it breaks down. It's
Like,
either that or you just have like a colony of permanently stressed and then have like 3 or 4 super dupes to do all the work.
but even then, you're just making a series take that much longer because you only have the dupe manpower of 3 dupes, not 10
so
or
everything
12.
slows right down until you unlock automation, and it's really just going through the motions until you can automate everything.
Even then, that's not going to help you with digging out new areas. It's that's the problem, right?
Or you fudge it a little bit, or what I imagine you would do is fudge it a little bit, dig out as much as you physically can early to get all that early work done, and then using the crap labor, and then move them on to vomiting.
TNT, there is no such thing as TNT in Oni.
No, it's not a thing.
It's
the same as capturing farts for power. It's just work.
Yeah, I've seen it done. I've seen it done with a fart collection at the bottom corner of the base that just sucks out all the natural gas and then turns it to power. But it's so little, and
it's not power positive.
With the mini gas pump, it is. Providing you don't use a gas filter, so you can't use a gas filter.
So you just use you don't use a powered gas filter. You use a mechanical filter.
Or either use a mechanical filter, or you just put it you put it in a hole with automation above it, so it's guaranteed to be natural gas, but then it's also guaranteed to not be carbon dioxide. So you're gonna put a skimmer even lower than that. Yeah. It can be done, but it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass, it's just not worth it. And the amount of little pockets of natural gas that'll get stuck somewhere, and they'll eventually move out and fall down, but not for ages. It's just not worth the hassle.
I didn't even know you could.
The robots you can make robots from zombie spores. Yeah. But again, they're really late game.
Is that different to the Explorer robots?
No, it's the exact same robot. Except you can make them now and you can charge them as well, I believe. Pretty sure you can recharge them now.
Recharge them using zombie spores or something?
I think you need the zombie spore to make them in the first place. I don't know. Luma Plays. Luma Plays does Oni videos, but mainly does tutorial videos along with checking out the new features. So that's the only way I know about it. But I have seen a lot of content creators, little ones, jumping on the Oni bandwagon of late. Like a lot of them. My feed is full of them. I don't know if it's any good.
I've been getting a lot of new Timberborn creators lately.
Mechanical, whatever they're called, the publisher. When the latest update came out, whenever that was, when it officially went full version. Timberborn. You're not gonna play? Cool.
Timberboners.
I'll
play the run of that again.
Gen 17. Gen 17 is when it went to the live branch. And they put out a press. They sent emails to people in and around this time. I think it was just after it went to main branch.
When Badwater came out of experimental.
Yeah. Ninja Monkey, not a problem. No problem. Friday Facts will be up on YouTube probably by the time you get up. Probably.
Either that or we'll finish it by the time you get up.
Yeah, that too.
It usually is the case.
Yeah.
We'll start it for another half hour.
Oh, shut up, you. Shut up, you. I've skimmed it. I'm ahead this time. I've skimmed it. But yeah, they're killing another mod. They're killing the factory search mod. They're improving on it a whole lot, but they're killing another mod.
I noticed Reddit was crying about that.
What? They killed another mod?
Yeah. Even though it was a bit of a fringe one, I think.
I think it's a really helpful mod. I need to read
Helpful, but a bit more out there. A bit more far-flung.
If you're playing large mods, it's super helpful. The only thing the mod does that the game won't do is the mod will search for it in boxes and on belts and in pipes, and actually searches everything. Whereas the in-game version doesn't. So the mod still has a place to live.
Does the in-game one just highlight the thing you search for on the map?
It searches for production. And then map tags, and then train stops. So if you search for, in the case of the video example, it's laser turrets, it shows you where lasers are being made, not where they're placed. Not where they're in a box, not where they're on a belt.
Well, I don't care about boxes and belts so much. And placed, you can just look for red dots on the map, at least for laser turrets.
Yeah, you can for lasers, but what if it's like a stupid building from space exploration, or some other stupidly expensive building that
you're finding stuff like that when you're into this. The dense mods would be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, Fox.
Is DSP still playing?
No, I've muted the audio. It's still running. Because I want to make sure those
see it flashing
numbers are perfect. I know, red and yellow is the CPU core. Turns out I had to crank the voltage for the CPU to get it stable without an overclock, I should add. So I'm at 1.4 volts at all times.
That's a lot of volts.
It is a lot of volts.
This is like actually a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to go to BIOS, change the load line stabilization, whatever, to not average, but high, or above average. And with that little bit of extra V-core, CPU stable, I'm not getting weird crashes anymore.
Like 1.5 is like the upper limit of what my old Intel was meant to be sent to.
I have no idea what the limit is on a 3900K.
I imagine it's a little bit lower, because I think they're down to 1.2, 1.3 now. I don't know. I mean, there is a limit to how low the voltage can go. Here's a fun thought. If your CPU voltage is 1 volt, and your package power is 100 watts, that's 100 amps flowing through your processor.
Sure. Blah, blah, blah. Lots of people are complaining about, they're putting 1.45 through there and their CPU's at, 100 degrees.
Oh yeah, that would generate a lot of heat.
Maximum allowed voltage is 1.72 volts. Wow. Wow.
A tangential thought to that was that if you remember the issues with the 4090, that was related to what was it? It was like 900 amps at full power.
It would have been better likely to
underclock. It couldn't regulate the voltage anymore.
So underclock compared to overvolt. The thing is, I'm not overclocking. That's the problem. I have no manual overclocks on it. The only overclocks on it is what the CPU BIOS decide to do, which is not outrageous. I already checked. And crap. Core temp is unhappy. Things keep bouncing off yellow. And according to this, I have hit 100C, but whenever I've seen 100C, it's like it's for as often as these are flashing, so like half a second.
It boosts it up and then immediately backs off. Happens internally. It's actually something that the monitoring software typically can't see. People were complaining about that with the AMDs, where they was not seeing the right numbers because it's like boosting up and then slamming back down again.
Yeah.
Like quarter of a second.
Yeah. But yeah, like 1.4 is high, but it's not outrageously high.
Yeah. I don't know what the sensible numbers are for a 14th. A 13th gen, 14th gen. I realise that they are basically the same thing.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Cool. People don't give any helpful detail unless they want to read through a whole bunch of text.
That's not the FFF either.
Yeah, no. Well, you asked the question.
No, I just said make the thing stop flashing because I keep seeing it flashing.
No, I can't. You can't. It's going to flash. It's fine. People ask the question for engagement. It's engagement.
You know you can hide with the Windows search.
Huh?
On the taskbar.
I know I can, but I don't use it to search the Windows stupid search. I use it to search as in open shit in the start menu and search stuff in the start menu, like core temp. Because
the funny thing is with that Windows search is that it's easier to press Window key then start typing than it is to click on the box and start typing.
That's probably what happens half the time. Yeah. Just for stability, unclocking would likely have been read out than an overvolt to get stability. It had been an ongoing problem for a year-ish, on and off. And I was looking for solutions. So I tried overvolting. Well, increasing the load line stabilization voltage slightly from auto to, which I assume is average, to above average. And the problem seems to have gone away.
Oh, it's probably because basically every motherboard has these stupid overclocking settings when they're on auto. It's like this auto boost, whatever they call it. For
oh, yeah.
And it just rams everything to the stupid numbers.
That's the thing. It doesn't. It hasn't been ramming the overclock to stupid numbers. Right?
It does it all in... You don't see it. It does it all in the background. ASUS flew too close to the sun with that one.
I've been monitoring the hardware for months now, and the overclocks are not unrealistic. It's not trying to boost things too high. It just seems like I lost Silicon Lottery and got the worst CPU in the world, which needs just a little bit more voltage to keep it stable. Otherwise, it'd run perfectly for maybe an hour, maybe a month. More often than not, a month. And then I just get a random blue screen. And then the machine will restart, we go back to normal, and then it might be another month. So I got sick of it because I was trying to do one particular thing with the editing software and it would crash religiously. So I found this solution, add a little bit more voltage. We're okay so far. And then I think my next step, because everything's a year old now, is to remove the current... which is such a waste. Remove the current AIO, replace it with a better one, because it's a Cooler Master, whatever it was, because it's what I could buy at the time. Get a... what are they called? The mounting plates that go around the CPU. That are better than the Intel... better than the Intel clamp thing. Contact frame. Get a contact frame for the motherboard. Get an AIO that's going to fit the frame, right? And also not use stock thermal paste. RAM, not RAM. Not RAM. RAM's been through every check under the sun. No, it was a clock watchdog something error, which basically comes down to an IRQ wasn't listened to, which is so out of date and not really relevant anymore, or it was the CPU deciding to flip a bit. And after adding, like I said, tiny bit more voltage, CPU's no longer unhappy. Also, the fans are not going fast. Yeah, I saw Anarchist, but the problem is I haven't seen Liquid Freezer 3 in Australia. I don't even think we have the Liquid Freezer 2 in Australia. Search Google. Arctic Cooler Liquid Freezer 240. Okay. ETA a month. Okay. Well, I'll probably buy that in a month because it's only $200. Yep. And you're right. That comes with the contact frame, so it just solves all the problems. And it has VRM cooling. So can't argue with that. Do we have a... Oh, we got a reference number. Where's Static Ice? Huh? Okay. Oh, PCP case gear, 180. With an ETA of the end of the month, 3 weeks. Contact frames, yep. I got a liquid freezer too. They even shipped me the repair kit for it free of charge. The repair kit. Oh, because they had the liquid. The liquid went bad in it. I remember. Yeah. PC case gear has the thermal grizzly frames. Yeah, I was looking at the. I've had paste sitting in the Amazon cart for a year. But I didn't want to pull apart a CPU and a case to fix it, so I didn't. And normally the thermal paste and everything that comes with AIO is good enough, but yeah, CPUs have got hotter. Actually, Mojo, how often do you bother replacing thermal paste on CPUs? You know, never.
Mostly never.
Yeah, I thought that would be the answer. Yeah, yeah.
As long as it's reasonable quality, you don't need to.
Yeah,
I mean, it does dry out eventually, but that takes like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I'm not happy with the Cooler Master one. Not happy with the one before that was Corsair. That was fine. The one Mojo, you sent me the Corsair, or no? I bought a Corsair to match what you had on there, which was fine. Yeah, the Cooler Master I'm not happy with. It's what I could buy at the time. Because when I was ordering the PC, there's just nothing was in stock. We're in that perfect time between. Well, it was leading up to Christmas. Which means nobody had anything. My old ALGA 2011 rig, I never needed to change. Yeah, I've never bothered either.
I've actually used Arctic Silver, so I'm not sure how often that needs to be replaced. I know liquid metal don't bother.
I had it running since 2014. I also don't turn off the PC, so mine doesn't really go through thermal cycling. It's just on. You know, it has a temperature range of 40 degrees to 60 degrees. That's it. We don't go lower because it just never turns off. All right, so we have a UI search box. Control F everywhere. So then we add it to the game. And the video's too big to fit on the screen. Cool. Map view, remote view, search laser. That's where it's being built. Cool, nice. Yep. All right, next. Ooh. That's an SR latch. That's trains, upgrade planner. Okay. Oh, I don't like that. So as you type more letters, it's going to bounce around the map. Okay, what came before BA? Oh, God. Plastic bar. Okay.
Delivers on its promise.
Belt. Belt is what it went with. Okay. Yeah, I don't like the jumping out. I think I heard 3 years for paste, talking about when the pads would be worth it. Yeah, I also saw the LTT start carrying the thermal pads. Yeah, can't be bothered. Paste is good enough, and 5 years. I think 5 years is reasonable. Okay, yep. Other searchable stuff. We have a few things that found useful after playtesting. Map tags, which are merged in one group when they're on top of assemblers of the same thing. Train stops, which are forced to be at the end of the list. In some cases, there tends to be a lot of them. Adding more of the search part, like location logistics just contain them, but we decided not to go down this rabbit hole for now, mainly because it would naturally lead to the need of making all items and containers searchable, and it would become a performance nightmare, much like the mod. Not even talking about the possibility of huge spam of the search results. Of course, there might be some good ideas, things that we can make searchable. You can let us know. Pins. Search result. Connected to the related feed, each the pins, motivation pins, big base, search for item, try to go there halfway. I kind of lose my place and have to go searching. Yep. Pin the results using the pin button. Also, shortcut pin any position for any by default is Alt plus right click. Sure. Okay. Every pin shows the location on the screen. When it's off screen, shows the arrow at the edge of the screen. Distance to it. Yeah, list your pins under the minimap where it can be edited or removed. Edit, change the caption. Also decide to not always show the arrow of the pin. This is mainly for cases where you use the pin more of a long-term bookmark. Okay, I do like the fact that we get a 80.9 meters. Yup. Map tags are shared between everyone in the map, and pins are very temporary. Pins are unique for each player. Okay. 3 years of paste. Before you get a few degrees hotter, and they might bother replacing paste. It depends on the type of paste. Very, very much depends on the type of paste. As Mojo said, the liquid metal. You see, you don't have to change. I thought you had to change liquid metal every 12 months.
Well, liquid metal just oozes away eventually. But crap paste only lasts a few years. Good paste will actually last like 10 years. There's an argument to actually get the stuff they use in factories. You know, massive, like 1 kilo tubes, even though you'll never use that much. Stuff lasts forever.
There's an argument to use the good old Intel paste that they were using for years. The one that's so good that you'd put it on a 486, 486? No. Shit, what was the socket? The socket with the big square heatsink that had the 2 clamps, top and bottom of the fan. I want to say 478.
I was going to say 478, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was thinking 462, but that's different.
Yeah, 478. Slot 1. Oh, no, not going back as far as slot 1. Slot 1, we didn't bother with thermal paste.
Oh, those were glued. Usually.
No, they weren't.
Varies. I mean, I have one that wasn't glued.
Slot 1, the CPU went in sideways, and you just put a heatsink on top. There was no paste. Paste? Oh, God. No. There'd be a sticker on top, normally with the price that you paid for the CPU. And then it'd be on top with the heatsink on top.
Some with paste. The construction of the slot CPUs varied wildly.
I'm thinking of slot 1 slot. With
the actual slot.
With a standard CPU just shoved into, like, one that had the
with a
pin grid array.
CPU. Yeah, and then there's a CPU soldered to the cartridge.
No. No, I'm talking about the slot 1 cards. So they brought out the slot 1 CPUs, okay, which would be a slot 1. But then they brought out the conversion cards, which go from a standard CPU in a socket.
The slockets.
Yeah, those ones.
I'm thinking the actual slot CPUs, those vary wildly. Like the one I've got here was thermal greased. It's actually still good, the grease. It's still wet.
The stuff LTD...
A little of it I didn't clean off.
Is the same stuff high-end laptops are using now. Oh, yeah, I know. But again, laptops are only designed for 3 years. How long is your warranty? It's designed for that plus a day. Not a second longer. No, the one for the socket 478. You take your CPU, you had your heatsink, had thermal paste pre-applied. You put it on, you clamp it on. Okay, you'd run your machine any longer than 30 days. The two became permanently welded to one another.
That's the... Yes. I was just trying to think back. Yeah.
Yes.
They either permanently weld to each other. That usually happens when it dries out, and then the CPU walks out the socket. And then the system stops working.
What do you mean the CPU walks out of the socket? What?
Despite being clamped, yes.
I've never had that happen.
I've seen it happen like 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
3 or 4 separate times.
No.
It's usually like 5 or 6 years of being in that socket, and eventually, because there's so much mounting pressure, and the motherboard's like half bent, because there's no back frame.
Yeah.
And the CPU just sort of is on. It's just enough so that it doesn't make good contact anymore.
Okay. No, I remember having to undo the heatsink, pop the heatsink out, and the CPU comes with it. And then you have to very carefully use a screwdriver to push against the...
To lever the stupid thing off.
No, you can't lever it. You can't lever it. You too much of a chance of breaking the silicon or the PCB. You'd have to push the heat spreader...
Or push it
sideways on the heatsink.
You should also point out that that's with the locking arm down when it comes out.
Oh, yeah, locking arm, the locking arm stays. The thing just resets.
So you're fighting against the closed socket. So you're pulling it out against the closed socket, I should say.
Yeah. The CPU comes out, heatsink attached, shear it off, and hope that the CPU lands in a way where none of the pins get bent as it pops out. Twist the heatsink before pull. There was no way to twist. It was in a bracket. It
just went vertical. There was no twisting. The other thing with thermal grease, since we're talking about it, don't be stingy. Everyone says be stingy, don't be stingy.
No, apply it everywhere. You can't apply too much unless you got liquid metal. If you got liquid metal, you're not listening to our instructions, so move along. So new alerts, Dewey.
For some reason, people don't realize it's a liquid. You can't compress liquids. It just spooges out the way.
The only mistake you can make is you can build a dam where all the air's stuck in the middle.
Yeah, air pocket's the only thing you can do. And it's really only important for
some thermal-based conduct electricity, not just the liquid metal ones. Again, if you've chosen to buy high-end that conducts electricity, you're not listening to us about thermal paste. So move along.
Yeah, or that's referring to Arctic Silver, which you do need to be a little bit... It's better than liquid metal, but it's you don't have to be as careful.
Okay. On alert system. Opening map, random planet where you click an alert isn't that useful. You might not care about some damage on non-space platforms being smashed apart. It's quite a different story. I still think...
I used to have some HP branded liquid metal, not liquid metal, Arctic Silver.
Listen on several planet, clicking on item, take a location map. Also button to pin alerts, so you can utilize the pins function as mentioned before. Alerts still segregate categories, so many things like missing materials and damage. Alerts show separate alert slots as now. Yeah, but I want to say, look, I don't care about damage on Narvis. Or I don't care about damage on Fagola because, it's in a situation where I've abandoned the planet. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't fix it. But I do care about damage on a space platform. I need to be able to right-click on a planet and say ignore. We're partway there with the alert overview. All right, Friday facts.
That would be interesting to have some granularity. There's a mod opportunity is to add alert granularity.
I think it should be a base game. Like, if you've gone this far, guys, can I just ignore something? Like, accept that...
It wouldn't surprise me if there is a console command to do just that. Because there is a console command to mute specific alerts.
Yeah, but it just mutes an alert outright. I want to mute an alert according to a surface. Makes
I
sense?
mean, now that you got per surface things, it might be possible.
It might be. It might be. You have to be really careful with liquid metal, or else you might destroy the solder on the board, which is one of the big reasons to avoid it. Yeah, I don't need the performance of liquid metal, so I would never use it.
Well, liquid metal real only gets you a few degrees. It doesn't
That's
really.
exactly my point.
Most of the time, it only adds like 100 or 200 megahertz. Like it's so little.
Yeah.
And it's like 1,000 extra watts.
Yeah.
It never really sets. So, like if the PC is standing on its side, eventually it just oozes out. And yeah, because of the composition of it, it just destroys everything. The bismuth.
Okay, so I can put the window about there. All right, you good?
Yes.
Cool, because our ad's starting in about 6 seconds, so everybody's gonna miss the intro. But g'day, mate, and welcome to Friday Facts number 400. Chart search and pins with my good friend, the Pinned Mojo. How you doing, mate?
Hello. I feel forbidden today.
You feel forbidden?
Don't know why.
Okay, a forbidden pin. Okay. So the devs have already pointed out that they've added search boxes to just about every part of the game, except they've gone one better. They're now adding it to the game itself, like every part of the game. Yeah. So rather than just being able to search through context windows for, where the hell is the boiler, or more importantly, the one I can never find is the liquid pump, because you sort of use it. Well, you use it early game when you put together your first, power setup, the liquid pump, and then you don't touch it again until you get to nuclear. It has nothing in the middle game. I guess it has oil.
I mean, to be fair, I don't even use it in nuclear because I just put down the blueprint.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You put it down once in early game and that's it.
Yeah, you probably
And
put
then
it down
again
for
for
oil.
oil base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And even then, it's probably quicker just to look on the map and press Q on top of it and then put it down. Yeah, okay. So they've added search.
In fairness, yes, that's what I do most of the searching. Is just find one on the map.
Yeah, I know where I placed that last. So, the devs wanted to search for things when they weren't inside a context menu, i.e. where the hell did who build what in the base, because this is what happens with multiplayer. So they added map-wise search. And we got a little video demonstration. Yep. Which brings up remote view, which is our new version of map view. You're just remote viewing the current planet you happen to be on. And yeah, we search for lasers and then we search for batteries. Now, the only thing I don't really like with this little demonstration is as you start typing, it starts dragging around the screen instantly to whatever letter goes in first. So lasers went to, I don't know, and landfill. And then batteries, the first B went to belts, transport belts. Then BA went to plastic bars, for reasons. And then BAT went to batteries. I think maybe we need a delay in there.
It's actually worth stepping through that as they're typing in batteries, and you'll see all the different things highlight, including a train stop.
Yes, there are train stops. They did mention train stops in there. But I don't know about the instantly flicking around the map. That's the real thing that gets me.
Yeah, it's very jarring.
Yeah, like laser, steel chest is the first thing that comes up when you type in L. And there is so many things highlighted. Like copper cable, electronic circuit, flamethrower, nuclear reactor. They all have L's in them. But I don't need this. I don't need this list. The list is probably okay. The list is probably fine to come up instantly, but I don't need all this shit highlighted straight away. I just need a half a second delay. Just a little bit so I can type the next letter. And then, LA was lamp, and then I don't know what next. And a bunch of other stuff. LAS is plastic bar again, because plastic bar is at the top of every single list. Yep. Yeah, also maybe sort by alphabetical order. So laser has a higher chance of showing up at the top of the list. Just a suggestion, random suggestion out there, rather than plastic bar. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's a nice feature. It needs a tiny quality of life, just a nitpick, I think. But I like it. And I should mention this is a mod currently. It's one I've been using in the C-Bus. They've been a little bit more wise and limited about it. They have said we add a few things that we found useful after place testing, so we can search for map tags that not a lot of people use, but also search for train stops, which are automatically sorted to the bottom of the list, because there tends to be a lot of train stops, especially if somebody types in something simple like iron or copper.
Or if you have a large base and you have a lot of iron outposts.
Yeah.
You might have 100 of them.
Yeah. So they did consider adding more to the search, like the locations of logistics chests containing items, but we decided not to go down the rabbit hole for now, mainly because we naturally need to make all the items in all containers searchable, and it would become a performance nightmare. Now we're talking about the possibility huge spam of the search results. Now, the mod, so there is a mod called Factory Search, which does this, except it searches optionally. You can tick on, and you can search for something and then choose to extend the search, I guess is probably the best way of putting it, to say, hey, search inside containers. Don't just search for the building that's making them, but also search inside containers, also search on belts, also search in pipes, so you can search for liquids, because that's one thing that the current implementation is not going to be able to do. If you have some unique building, like where you're launching like a rocket silo, which is probably going to be fairly common, but it's also going to be potentially fairly unique on some of the planets, because you might only ever build one. But if it's a multiplayer map, you have no idea where somebody might have put it, especially in a large base, or on the Fagola world, where everything's lots of little islands. Trying to find the one island that happens to have the rocket silo to launch stuff back into space could be awkward. So,
In before someone in multiplayer names all the islands.
oh my god, with map tags.
Yep.
Oh boy, I didn't even think about
what's
that.
going to happen.
Oh yep.
Because you really need to know which island is which and the value of every ore deposit, even though you can hover over it.
Yeah. Look, the only advantage to pre-tagging them means you can see how much was there and how much is there now, but who cares how much was there and how much there is now is the only important number that matters. But yes.
If there's still more, if there's still there, then it should be mined faster.
Yeah, if it's more than 0, keep mining. Yeah. So they have said if you've got any good ideas, please reach out to them. They're happy to hear good ideas. And I would definitely like the ability to search for something like laser turret and then have an optional. No, I don't want those laser turrets. I want to search inside all the boxes for Power Armor Mark II or well, that's a classic example actually. If we accidentally die and then pick up everything and you had a power armor that was fully equipped for base building, another one for combat, and you accidentally dump it into a trash slot and it ends up who knows where, I'd like a search button, because I could ask the bots to deliver it, but sometimes the bots are lazy and forget things, and also sometimes I accidentally put things in non-logistics chests. So,
well, in that case, why not search the logistics network in the logistics menu?
No, that's had a search for a long time.
I think the only thing that would be useful there is if you can search all networks all at once instead of having to
each individual network. Yeah,
that would actually greatly help that search function. There's a good suggestion for you. Because they did say good suggestions, not bad suggestions.
I'm happy for the performance cost to search for on belts and in pipes and all that sort of things, because the mod has a performance cost to do these searches. But all you need to do is just say, yes, I want to search on all the belts. And, to start with, there's not that much performance cost, but as the base gets bigger and you get more belts, obviously the performance cost increases.
Here's a thought also for going back to the map view snapping around. Why not change the zoom so that it encapsulates everything that's highlighted to a maximum?
I think it's not at max zoom, but it's close to start with.
That can zoom out a lot more than what it is.
But that's another thing. I think that'd be more jarring if you change the zoom value.
Yeah, it just keeps snapping in as it zooms in.
Yeah, no, pass. You just
Yeah.
half a second delay or something, just a little bit, so you can type a couple of letters before it. Yeah.
Even quarter second, or even a hidden setting in the hidden set.
The
One of those
rest,
hidden settings.
the
in
rest
that
menu. The rest menu. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've also added pins, as shown in the search bar. There are little pins next to each search results, which the connection to the related feature. The pins motivation for pins was like, I'm in a big base, I search for an item, I try to go there, halfway there, I kind of lose my place and have to search for it again to keep myself on track. Never ever happened. Never been halfway to something and been sidetracked for 3 hours because I noticed something was wrong and I fixed that on the way and lost track of time. And Factorio!
Squirrel.
Yeah. So, you can search a pin and pin it using the button. There's also a shortcut to pin any position or entity by default Alt plus right click. Every pin shows its location on the screen, or when off screen, it shows the arrow to the edge of the screen with the distance to it. It's mainly for when you just want to run towards your destination. Since we don't expect a crazy amount of pins to exist, give it time.
That's a bold assumption.
Yep. We had to list all the pins right on the mini-map where it can be edited or removed. The pin can be edited to change the caption, or you can also decide to not always show the arrow for the pin. It's mainly for cases where you use the pin as more of a long-term bookmark. I think a lot of people lose their cars and their spiders, so I think that's not a bad idea.
I've been known to lose trains.
No idea what this green thing is that's been blurred.
Yeah, there's been a lot of speculation that might be some kind of water because it's apparently oil patch-like. I'm not convinced, though.
It could be an odd-shaped green circuit.
It could be alluding to next week's FFF.
It could be. And why somebody mark clean up nests? Go do it. Don't mark it. Go do it.
Yes, don't mark to do something. Go do it.
Yeah, this is how you get sidetracked for 30 minutes.
The literal definition of procrastination in this game is marking something instead of doing it.
Yeah. Typical usage of pins. You temporarily pin something, possibly a search result, run there. You pin something as a reminder of what to do next. You pin your car or Spidertron so you can find it. Yep. You pin your friends in multiplayer games so you always know their location. That way you know where to drop the artillery shells. And when you die, it automatically pins the location of your corpse so you can actually find it. That's handy.
Very handy.
Now, my question is, does it support multiple pins for multiple corpses?
I hope so.
I do too. I can do a few pins for a few corpses. I can also see this very quickly rolling off the edge of the screen. Okay. So we have tags.
Going back to that thing about assuming that there won't be many of them.
Yeah, somebody who can easily die 100 times in a stream. Yep. So we have tags and pins. Is this too much? So map tags are shared between everywhere in the map and meant to be persistent as a marker of some position. Pins are very temporary and should be placed somewhere in a multiplayer game. Pins are unique for each player, and each player can choose what they find important. At the same time, they updated the alerts GUI. The old alert system was quite simple. It was for simplicity and was functional enough. If you clicked an alert, a flashing alert slot, it would open the map for the most important alert. However, with Space Age, as with all things, we need to go further. Opening the map some random planet as you click an alert isn't that useful. You know, might not care about some damaged wall on Narvis, but your space platform being smashed apart is quite a different story. When you click an alert slot, it'll open the alerts overview. And we can see, we got Narvis, missing items, blah, 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 blah. A list of items separated per planet, clicking on them takes that location on the map. There's also a button to pin the alerts so you can utilize the pins as mentioned before. The alerts are still segmented by category, so things like missing materials and damage alerts show up as separate alert slots. As it is now. As always, pin your thoughts in the usual places. Now, first thing I want to add for the alerts is I really, really want a way to not necessarily filter, but say ignore. Like,
just some way to ignore per surface specific alerts.
Specific alerts. Like, the fact that Narvis is getting walls damaged, I don't care. They're being damaged, I don't care. Being destroyed, I probably still don't care. Same as if you
remember the time when you used to get a whap.
Or every single time something
was being damaged.
Oh my god!
Destroyed, just damaged.
Yeah, and you became immune to it. You just didn't hear it anymore. And when it went off
became deaf
constantly, you're like, oh, I think something's being damaged. You look over and you're like, oh yeah, half the base just disappeared because the sound was so annoying that you ignored it too hard. But not only that, if you go to the Fagola planet and then you get whatever you need and you end up in a situation where you've got to go back to Narvis for some reason, you have to go back to Narvis, something is critically wrong, and you just need to accept that whatever on Fagola that you've got partway through doing is going to die, or Volcanus, or any other planet. I want to be able to turn off the alerts on that planet. I don't care if that planet's going to die. I don't care if it's going to be slowly nibbled to death. I don't care. I need to be able to turn off the items are missing alert, potentially the items are being attacked alert, potentially the items are being destroyed alert, but I still want to know an alert if a spaceship is being damaged or a spaceship is having parts being destroyed, because that's an alert that matters. But specific alerts on specific planets are going to be not important to me, so I want to be able to turn them off.
This is going to be go into the noise.
Yeah,
it's things like the construction alert does do.
Yeah, well, the fact that there's 262 down there means generally it's like, yeah, I don't care. I just ignore it.
It'll get done eventually, or never.
Or never. Or never. Never is perfectly viable. Or eventually I'm like, oh, the bots are being lazy. Click on this, and it's like, oh yeah, there's like 5,000 things that they haven't done. Okay. Turns out I probably should look at that. And it turns out it's something silly, like, there happens to be no stack inserters. Why? Because there's no fast inserters. Why? Because there was one yellow inserter that was damaged, that was put into the blue inserter machine that stopped the whole production line. Because we still can't take something that's partially damaged and use it as an item, use it as an ingredient in a recipe for the next item up. But I can if I handcraft it, but not with an assembler. Is that fixed yet, devs?
That's a good question. I don't actually remember.
It hasn't been mentioned. Is that fixed yet, devs? Quality of life feature. It should be a part of this update. The fact that your wall is partially damaged when you want to turn it into a gate is fine. You can turn it into a gate anyway. Or at least 3/4 of a gate. It can come out the other end damaged. I don't care. Actually, I sort of do care, because I probably don't have repair packs. Actually, I still don't care. As long as it goes through the process, I don't care. Yep. So, Friday Facts, short, simple. Mojo was wrong. We got no big announcement at Friday Facts 400 with
no 400 milestone.
No. We've sold 4 million copies, 5 million copies. The Factorio on the Switch was semi-successful, partially successful, okay-ish, worth the time, worth the effort. Nothing like that. We got Friday Facts. We have pins and search.
We got something mundane. There's a thing that I thought that it wasn't going to be.
Yeah. We also got another mod has been ticked off the list and has been killed mostly permanently. But the mod has extra functionality that the in-game doesn't, and the in-game's going to have done it a whole lot better than the mod has. But yeah, it's another mod that bites the dust. Yeah, and I'm assuming this is going to be part of Factorio 2.0 rather than Factorio DLC only.
It sounds like it'll be part of everything, even though it's not explicitly stated.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it to be expansion specific.
DLC only. Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add?
There's not much more to add to it other than what already has been contributed.
Okay.
I mean, it's all just what's next week.
What's next week? Bite us.
You're on the biter game?
If I say bite us enough, if I say friends enough, eventually I'll be right. Eventually.
I mean, in the back of my head, I'm like, there is a chance it will be biters.
Yeah.
I wonder what you would get for biters on Volcanus.
I don't know, because that...
Oh, it's the Scorpions.
Oh, we finally get the Scorpion. Yeah. Scorpion fits in on Volcanus perfectly.
Yeah, and the electric enemies on Fungolia, Funtimia.
I don't know.
Mechanical tech enemies is what I'm predicting.
Mechanical tech enemies. Yep. Bite us. Lava monsters on Volcanus. Maybe. I don't know. But
laying down mine is I'm going to go back to what I was saying before. Maybe we'll learn about this smudged out green thing. Green thing.
Yeah.
Which means it'll probably be something else mundane with trains.
It could be. It could be vitally important. It could be anything. Like, I went through the blueprints. I'm like, there's an SR latch there. There's some sort of speaker thing. There's decon trees. There's a couple of train tracks. There's nothing critically here in this screenshot. This video is the exact same. It's all boring. All right, I've been through this frame by frame. There's nothing that I see. So, yeah. Next week's Friday Facts. Hopefully something else. I do notice it has add space platforms. There's a button to add more platforms.
Maybe there's something to add to the space platforms.
Like, there's a button to add space platforms. So there's not going to be just to put a magic thing in some sort of rocket solo and bang, you get a new space platform. Maybe you've got to click a button first. I don't know. But I do know that this is the end of Friday Facts number 400. Short, sweet, and sociable. So with all that said and done, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And myself and Mojo, we'll chat to you next week. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that's that done at 7:25. Where's Mojo? I need to find Mojo. Mojo, 7:25, end. Cool. English is hard. All right. For those that are curious, Capital of Industry has posted that Update 2 has a release date. It's April 5th, 2024. So that's when the Capital of Industry Update 2 comes out.
That's a lot of words.
Okay. Okay, Mojo might actually play it again.
Maybe.
It's going to come with a map
I
editor.
ran out of motivation to play the current game that I'm playing.
Which is?
The Captive Industry, the save I was playing.
Oh, the save you're playing?
Ran out of motivation for it.
Yeah, well, I'll put it on the shelf for a month. That's 2 days after my birthday! So, Dumphill Hunter, welcome. 2 days after your birthday, you know what you should do? You should jump on their Discord. And sign up to try and get onto the pre-release list, because they do a beta test for about a week beforehand. And Biosoup, welcome back, sir. For 5 months. All the overlays are off. For the Friday Facts. Because I only forget that twice. 5 times. 8 times. It's fine. Foxhound one again? For fuck's sake. And the comedy to our other question is for another channel. What?
What'd you break?
I don't know. Archangel says, and the comedy of other questions is for another channel. I have no idea. What? Played for Factorio for 2,500 hours and never launched a rocket. What? Hunter, you gotta come join a community, map. We'll launch a rocket eventually. Keyword
eventually. So there is a chance you won't break the streak.
Yeah. And they'll get launched eventually. You
can also join the game, throw your armor off and streak.
Yeah.
In a figurative sense.
Yeah. In other news, the anime solo leveling gets new episodes today. Okay, no idea what that is.
Anime.
Yeah. I have no time to play Capital of Industry. Just put it on the shelf. Put it on the shelf for a month. So, new things coming for Capital of Industry Update 2 is the map editor. Which Mojo might appreciate. So their map editor, rather than being procedurally generated or handcrafted, is like a hybrid mix of the two. So you put in a procedural, I want iron ore. I want iron ore in this area with this sort of distance, with this max depth, with different parameters, and then it will randomly generate that patch for you inside that area. And then if you want, you can go back and you can then, manually add trees and manually, tweak the cliff and do this and do that and do all the manual things you want to do But this is a procedurally generated with a whole lot of configurable parameters and a whole lot of programming language when it comes to variables. Three features: a mountain, a plateau, and forests. And each one of these is a clickable box that you can then assign values to and use the power of maths to do things. Modify the procedural node. That's the one. Editor is work in progress. Not sure what that code is. It comes out with update 2. Also copy and paste. So if you're happy with the mountain, you just want more mountain, just copy and paste the mountain.
Never been too easy to so easy to copy a mountain.
Yeah. And funnily enough, Captain Mystery, and I only found this out during update 1, is their maps are like 20 meg, but it's all maths. So the whole map is like one giant long formula in a string, which then unpacks itself basically to work out the whole map with all the different layers and all the different everything, the mix of resources, all that sort of stuff is all done with maths. So a map starts off at 20 meg and then unpacks to up to 500 meg in size. No, 1 meg for the map, and then it's anywhere between 20 and 500 meg, depending on how much people played with the map editor. And yes, what type of trees? What type of trees? Max influence, max spacing, minimum spacing, slope checks, so don't build trees on a slope. Limit to material product, okay. Spacing functions, it's all of it's full of maths. Lots of maths.
Just like olden times.
I remember. Which one was full of maths?
A lot of 80s games and so on, early 90s. Yeah, when space was a premium, they all used to do tricks like that. Was it not? This is a bit more brute force. They had ways, all these different tricks for storing the geometry in indirect ways, and then they would build it.
Because I'm thinking, like, even back to Total Annihilation, which had a map editor, a map maker in it. Like, they'd use compression afterwards build, but it was all hand done. None of it was done with geometry based.
Tile based.
I can't think of anything that was geometry based.
Yeah, I can't think. Because there was ones which had it was like tile and geometry at the same time. I'm can't think of it.
Elite Dangerous had it for the planets. Okay. Coming with yes, of course. Can't make a map without some good old locrancy. Oh, no idea. But they have noise. And they have several noise parameters that you can add. Simple noise and noise turbulence. Seed. Warp P patterns. Polygon, signal distance, polygon. Yeah, okay, cool. It's way over my head. Power. How else would you pack the whole galaxy in a C64 program? But that wasn't available. That wasn't made available to players.
Yeah, it was only in the background.
Yeah. So also they've made sure that you can put in slopes easily that are traversable. They've gone all out. Oh, and erosion. I love this. It's like, yeah, I'd like to erode this mountain. Just hit it with 1,000 bits of rain over like 1,000 years. And they also multi-core the shit out of it.
Or 10 minutes of acid rain from your factory.
Yeah. Utilizing all available CPU cores. So, okay. They also up the map size. The current biggest map they have, which is the Insular Mortis map, is 4 million tiles. There's now up to 17 million tiles.
Because why not?
Yeah. Yeah. And the biggest can be 16,000 tiles. So this is a 512 by 16,000 tile ribbon map. Pass. That sounds brutal. That sounds brutally horrible. One or more starting locations reveals the material levels below the train's surface, which can be very important for capital ministry. Plant individual trees and place other props. Virtual resources such as crude oil deposits. Map generation is fully parallelized using all the cores your CPU can spare. In other words, that is the next Jetty map. I have asked the devs, are they going to do one last map? Before they release this, are they going to release this this release with a one last map? Wow. So what's that? 8750H.
Aren't most of them like a massive ball ache to play that aren't the first 2 or 3?
Caledon! Thank you for 29 months. 29 months. Play that brutal ribbon map. No, thank you. Do I still have it open? Maps new. So, you have... Wrong map. Okay, get this on the right screen. So, New Haven, which is the starter map. That's fine. That's really for new players. You have the beach, which is a little bit more advanced map. It's a map that's not terribly challenging. You have Kurland, which has all the space to build. The only challenge on this one is you're going to use a lot of diesel with the trucks driving back and forth. Okay, if you add some belts and some automation, it's not that hard. They have You Shall Not Pass, which is meant to be the hardest map. I disagree. I haven't played it, but I've seen plenty of people play it. And the only challenge is you got to get up to the plateau. As soon as you're up to the plateau, everything is easy. You have all the building space in the world, and from there you just build a city up here, build a factory up here, start clearing out the bottom, and then eventually move everything back down. You're building everything twice. You end up building everything twice in every game anyway. Then you have Golden Peak, which I actually think is harder than You Shall Not Pass, because there is not a lot of flat area, and all of this area that looks flat is ribbed for your pleasure. Your pleasure if you cannot place a single thing on it.
So you just got to get the digger on it.
Yes, you got to get the digger on it, and you got to level everything out, which takes time, an awful lot of time, and it's nowhere near where you're dumping materials. It is miles from where you're dumping materials. Also, you've got to get up to it first. So you need to make a path to get up to this point, make a path to get down to this point because it's lower, get a path up to here to then level this out. And this is also where all your coal is, because your starter patch is going to run out. So you can't build here. You can build here onwards, which is too far from everything to start with. Pain in the ass map. Played that one. Insula Mortis, which...
It's pretty easy to get external coal mines going, or external mines going, from what at least my inexperienced
you can, but it costs Unity. And Unity is one of your finite resources. We have the Skull and Bones map, which I played last time around on Twitch, which is meant to be a brutal map as well. I lived in the starting corner for 1,000 years, and then just moved to the far end of the map. Done.
One just seems annoying more than anything.
Oh, it is annoying. It is thoroughly annoying. It's thoroughly annoying, and if you want to make it flat, there is not enough resources on the map to make it flat. There is too much water.
It's like it was all problems of given enough time.
I filled in half the map with trash, and there was still not enough room. And where's Crater? Crater's not here. Oh, no, there we go, Crater. Crater is the last one I did for YouTube, which is fine. You start here, there's no building room, there's a little bit of building space here, a little bit of building space here, and then it's 50 tiles into the ground to get to the bottom.
That's deep.
It is deep.
Is it possible so if you dig into, if you're below ground and you dig into water,
It floods.
happens?
It floods.
It does actually floods, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it floods. It floods. I flooded this whole map.
And then what happens if you seal it? Is it flooded forever?
You can. The only way to remove water is to fill it in with ground.
Oh, you got to bury it and then re-dig it.
Yes. So if you flood a little iron patch or something, if you fill in this side and you fill in this side and then fill in this, half this area, you can then dig it back out because there's no water there anymore. The water's magically disappeared.
It's just deleted, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Same as landfill.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Crater was a brutal map, and I found that one entertaining and interesting. And
Seems a bit more interesting and slightly annoying and a bit more interesting than the other ones.
The fact that you just have no building room, that's the biggest thing. There is no building space to this one right from the get-go. Right.
Sand might be an issue on that one too.
It's really not.
It isn't?
Crater old, crater new. Yeah, no, sand's not really an issue. No,
Can you get it from...
you
can get it from rock, can't you?
You can get crushed. So what is it? It's artificial
Not rock.
sand. You can use crushed rock to supplement concrete. You only need sand for glass. And all this here is quartz on top of the sand, which converts into sand. So this map didn't have any issues with resources. Golden Peak is low on coal. That's not enough coal. This is a much more helpful amount of coal, but it's deep and buried. And if you've built any infrastructure around it, you're screwed. And you'll never run out of gold on that map. And Insular Mortis has more iron than you can ever do anything with.
It seems like most maps have more iron than you can ever know what to do with.
I have that open. I do have that open. Where is... How I filled in the Insular Mortis map. Lots of chutes with lots of trash. Lots and lots and lots of trash. Lots and lots and lots of trash. Why chutes? Because it's like sand. It slides everywhere.
I use chutes to an extent, and then they became annoying because they'd stack up and then block up.
Yeah, they are with rock. With sand and loose material, it's fine.
Oh, okay. With the looser materials.
Yeah.
They just keep sliding out until it buries itself.
They slide a decent amount, whereas rock stacks hard. Okay, close. Thank you. All right, what is that one?
Because just making the trucks dump it off the end of a cliff seems to be just as good as using chutes.
You asked what happens when you flood a map.
Oh, there you go.
There is, up here in this very corner, there is this pool of water that is not attached to the main sea. And I intentionally dug a tiny hole here. And this is after 3 seconds. The water has made it that far. And for some reason, it follows belts and pipes.
It follows belts.
It follows
That
pipes
explains
and
the squiggle.
belts. But I think that's been patched out. Because the devs saw it and they're like, that doesn't...
You actually used the retaining walls too.
Oh, yeah. I had to build a zigzag. Minus 50. Minus 5 or something. I made a quick cut down. And then over here, which is off screen, is the main coal section. Do I have one of the coal? It's a giant ramp. A giant ramp all the way up from the base all the way up to the side, which actually got to the base level first by just digging through the coal at high speed. So this is in... Oh, this is in my documents. Oh, that's why I can't find my screenshots.
That's a weird place to put it.
No, capability screenshots go into my dot, so at least they used to. It looks like they don't anymore. I don't remember where they go. Where are we? Season 2. That's live streams. That's my thumbnails. Where's the goal? I know I got a picture of the goal. Oh. Yeah. Coal for miles. And then I had to cut
I saw
a
the goal.
path. Cut a path? Come on. Why do you hide? Cut a path to get down. Yeah, I don't know where all the original images are. Oh, here we go. I found it. Here you go. Here's the other view. That little excavator dug this little tiny bit of water. A half of a tile.
Tiniest little bit.
Yeah. And that
I'll just turn this tiny valve here. What could that possibly do?
That caused that problem. It was intentional. It was a lot of fun to do, and it was a pain in the ass to set up.
And cleanup was a reload?
There was no cleaning up, but there was no coming back. That was the end of the series. Quite intentionally the end of the series.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, no, I do have a picture. There you go. There's the original file. Like that. It's only, like, you can just see the amount of water. And yeah, the whole map disappears in a couple of frames. Yep. The rocket goes from there to there, and a little bit more water shows up, and then the rocket's cleared the screen, and every building is piles of rubble on the ground. Yep. Yeah, there's no coming back from that. The whole map's done. But update 2 is coming. Map editor. Also, fancy blueprint thingy. Community hub. So you know how Factorio... So Factorio has the mod portal, but they don't have any way of sharing blueprints. This all happens via third party. Capital Ministry has decided to, in their infinite wisdom, which I really like, they're going to have blueprints, maps, and mods all hosted by them. So no relying on third parties to, make blueprints and host blueprints and blah, 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 blah. They're going to have them all available on their own webpage. So like Factorio's taken over their own wiki, they're going to be doing the same, except they've already taken over their own wiki, and they're going one step higher with blueprints, maps, and mods, all hosted by them. On top of that, they've already said hydrogen vehicles, which makes logical sense as hydrogen's already a fuel. Also, you can use heavy oil as fuel in your ships, because why the hell not? Better pathfinding notifications. There we go. Conveyor lifts.
Precious conveyor lifts.
Everybody wants to have this vertical belt thing. Vertical belts.
Pipes is more important than anything else.
That's actually from my save. That's my save. Colored pipes is helpful. Don't get me wrong. It's super helpful. And it would have made designing this so much easier. But yeah, vertical belts. I don't know how I feel about vertical belts. Every game has them. Satisfactory had vertical belts. Now everybody has vertical belts. Tectonica has or is about to have vertical belts. I don't know how I feel. Oh, there you go. There's the crater. What do they add? Oh, they added cloud shadows. That's right. We're gonna have shadows in our clouds. There you go, Mojo. Right there. Can I
Cloud
zoom?
shadows.
No. That's the path. That's the ramp down.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I just need to search their blog for images of my saves.
So apparently they use all your maps.
Not all, but it's heavily featured. It's heavily featured because a lot of people are following along already. And I generally make interesting maps. There are lots of other people that get featured as well. But I generally make interesting maps. And I play on interesting maps, like the crater. The crater it was part of the DLC. So not everybody had it. And I'm like, I've played the other maps. Let's go do something different. So I played on this one, where the first thing I did was I rimmed the crater. Because of course I want to rim the map.
Why wouldn't you?
Hey, everybody needs a good rimming every now and then. Update 2 teasers. What else were they adding? These can now go unstacked. Should you get color cells for your images? The devs are nice to me and they give me like, I already know they're gonna do testing a week early. Right? And I'm pretty much guaranteed that I'll get access to that test. I don't have to track their Discord and sign up and hope for the best. I'm pretty much guaranteed. Alright. Well, I was in the first test, but I'm also a backer of the game. Like, I went through and I kickstarted it. And I've been publicly, I've said that multiple times. I kickstarted. It was one of the games I've been happy I kickstarted. I also kickstarted, what was that? Fox! What was the one we played with the space platforms? Hitting the asteroids?
That stupid game.
I kickstarted that one. Not happy. Astro Colony. You want to have Mr. Oldslifts. What's Mr. Oldslifts? So adding more particles, they're adding more things, they're hiring devs.
Adding more stuff, adding more junk.
Hiring more devs. Which doesn't help me. And that was the last one where they took my save and they fixed some things. And added more frames. Yeah, they had multiple saves. Neat engineer who was running in blueprints only, I think. Neat engineer, I think he was running, I can't remember if he was running cheat mode, so everything just instant build. Or what? Gotcha was running the Incidus Mortis map, same as I was, the Skull and Crossbones, except he dug it, he put a moat around the outside, then dug it 10 levels deep, and then flattened the whole thing. Yeah.
Just mowed through the whole thing.
I have no idea. I have no idea how many hours he spent on it. No idea. Thousands. Thousands of hours. So yeah, update 2. A month.
Coming soon.
A month, which means Dyson Sphere has to finish in a month.
Or shortly under a month.
A month. Research is not running. Oops.
Your research isn't running.
No, it ran out. Each time I click one of these things, they're only good for 10 minutes. 110. 104.
You have a mod that automatically clicks on these things.
I don't know if there is one.
Is there even mods for this?
Yes. That's what I have installed. I'm running. For Jerry Watch later. Unless you ping it to me, it's not going to happen. 112, 150. I can do a 112 and a 112. And that's 150. 119. My problem is going to be production stats. Actually, no, it'll tell me right here. This will be done in 7 minutes. 128k research done in 10 minutes.
Also, it's nearly lunchtime.
It is lunchtime. It is lunchtime. I need to find somebody to raid. 1 month, 64 systems. You got this? No.
I'm gonna go find a fridge to raid.
I'm gonna find if there are still children alive in the house or not.
Well, you do that. I'm gonna go raid a fridge, and I'll talk to you next time.
All right, mate. No problem. I'll see you for Friday Facts number 401.
401.
Yep. Eventually we get to 404. And it's your job to research what the HTML error code is for 401.
Oh dear.
And then 402, and we all know what 404 is, and 403 is forbidden.
Forbidden, yes.
Yep.
I'll get right onto it. I'll definitely do the homework this time.
Okay. You're not going to do the homework because I still don't have an address, and I'm going to kill the fucking koala.
Well, that's the other homework. Other homework.
Other homework. Okay. No. All right. Are we rating Dyson Sphere or are we rating Factorio? That's the question. Okay, you're watching your own stream, so I'm definitely not rating you. Okay. Yes. Wow. Dyson Torio? Yeah, there isn't a Dyson Torio. All right. Can we make a tiny streamer shit their pants? Sorry, I meant have the best day ever by rating a tiny streamer. What? Oh, because I typed time. Factsphere! We just did Factsphere. We did Factsphere carrying the Friday Facts, the Dyson Sphere, and the Captain of Industry. So it was like a Factorio. It was a Dyson Torio Industry. Dyson Torio Industries, yes. We covered Dyson Torio Industries. We also covered that my research now finishes in 10 minutes for 100 and something research. And I'm stuck at 42 UPS. Which is possibly a problem going forth. Captain of Dyson Torio. Oh, you're way better at this than I am. All right. We're going to go raid Timon. Tomorrow is Factorio. It is the C-Bus. The C-Bus shall be coming back. We shall be doing C-Bussy things. And then we're going to be playing at least 3 hours worth of Helldivers. Because I have a feeling I will be swearing at Past Jetty for 3 hours. So I need somewhere to take out my revenge. My hate. My disgust for Past Jetty. But please tell Timon I said g'day, mate. There's a raid call. No. Oh my god. Raid call 2, copy, paste one of those, and then on Sunday is workers and resources. Yep. Jetty just missed the bugs. Yes, the bugs will reach space before Jetty will. They will. Anyway, that's it. I gotta go. Thank you for joining me. It's been a blast. I'll see everybody back here tomorrow. All right, bye.